Okay, there you go, boys. The heat is on. We're running about 70 degrees in here. It's comfortable. We're gonna get at her. I got her up. Haven't done much yet. Try to arrange some good lighting under there so you guys can see what I'm doing and I can see what I'm doing too. We're gonna try and stuff that T5 transmission into this 1957 Chevy pickup with a 235 inline 6. Not much to this old drivetrain. I gotta pull the drive shaft off there first, but I've already went ahead and pulled the mechanical speedo out. As for mine, I've just got cotter pins in here holding the shift linkage together. It's worked out pretty good, haven't had any issues. That'll have to go completely, I'm pretty sure. I'll be taking those right out and disconnecting it right from the column so that there's no sign of it anymore, but I will be hanging on to that, of course, as to not lose that. Well, of course, as everything else, it's not something you can do with one hand. We'll bring you back. We're going to pop this off of here. That won't be too exciting. We'll show you what modifications I'm going to make to the T5. Other guys have put an adapter plate in here to pull the tranny back 3/4 of an inch. But from what I can see, the input shaft and everything else could just be cut down that 3/4 of an inch. But we'll do a trial and error before we cut anything. I gotta get rid of this floor pan here so I can get the shifter up in here. That's about it. We'll bring you back when there's something to see. See ya. There you go, guys. It's out. Old 3-speed, new 5-speed. The only difference is, I think it was Chevy Scrounger did a video for Scott, Stovebolt 50. I've kept that in my archives. Basically, this bolt pattern is the same. Bolts right onto the 57 flywheel. This diameter is the same. I've already checked that. The difference is the length of this input shaft and the length of this collar. So basically all you've got to do is shorten that collar and the tip of that pilot bearing shaft to match this. And then put the different spline clutch on it. And everything should work with my pressure plate. And then it's just an issue of shortening a drive shaft. Mind you, I'm not going to cut my original drive shaft. We're not looking at a lot, so I'm hoping that I've got something in the pile back here that will help me. I've got some drive shafts somewhere in this building. I don't know where they're at, but I'll have to dig them out. And I'm going to make something up custom so that I don't have to destroy my original one. There's not a lot of difference in length there. So anyways, see ya. What I'm talking about. The difference between the two. Allows the clutch to slide back and forth. It's about 1.25 inches. I mean, 1.25 inches would be a good way to start. If you find it's binding up, you can always trim it down a bit. First time I've done this, so bear with me. If you've got your old 3-speed though, that's all I'm doing is duplicating because I want to be able to run the same pressure plate. So I should be alright with that. Come back later. See ya. See ya. Guys, we're back. T5 slammed. Not a problem. Like I showed you before, I cut the collar back about 1.25 inches, I think I told you, whatever it was. Hopefully somebody was taking notes. And the input shaft, I took about 3/4 of an inch off of that. But basically all I'm saying is you make it the same length as a 3-speed transmission. So nothing binds in the back of the flywheel or the crank. Everything on these T5s, 86s, they bolt right up. All I had to do was ream the holes out a little bit. They would have been tight. So I just ran a 1/2 inch drill bit through them. No problem. Bolts right up. Maybe somebody could tell me whether it's needed or not. This one here, it ran a mount back here with a cross member, I assume, on the S10s. But of course, I don't think they would have had this extra mount back here, whether it was just to support the whole motor. I'm pretty sure that this transmission bolted to the back of this motor should have plenty of strength. I can't see that being a problem. If anybody's had that problem, give me a shout. I'd hate to break a mounting tab or something like that because I'm hanging too much weight off of it, but I don't think it should be all that bad for a little 6-cylinder. Another way I could do it, there was a couple brackets off of this I could probably run down to here, you know, triangulate it so it supports it a little better. But for now, we're just doing this for measurement's sake. I got the shifter off because I didn't get around to putting that floor pan up. That should put it up there at a pretty decent spot. It's going to be pretty close to the seat. We may have to do some shifter modifications. But tree 5 in. No clutch yet. That's next though. We know it fits. I'm going to try and stuff the clutch back together now. See how close we get. See ya!